I'm going to start with a little breath. How does that sound? I need it. You probably could use it. So the breath pattern we're going to be using is in through the nose and holding at the top. Breath through the nose is a very settling modality. So breathing in, you can close your eyes if you'd like. Just breathing in through the nose, holding at the top. And on the exhale, really letting all the air go out of your belly. So, that's it. Yeah, in through the nose. Do we have some music? There you go. And out through the mouth. Just feeling the breath as it expands the chest and into the head, and hold at the top. There you go. And out. In through the nose, holding at the top, and letting the body settle just into this moment. In through the nose, holding at the top, letting all the breath go, deepening that breath at the bottom, letting your body settle, letting the day go, letting these stresses go, and just being here for just a moment. In through the nose, and out through the mouth.
All of my doors are open.
There you go.
Got a full moon in that sky.
Hold at the top.
I'm leaving that darkness broken. Blowing smoke rings out my mind. Ooh, calling on all that's wild.
And out through the mouth.
The pages have been turned. Gonna reach into my fire. Gonna let that old way burn. I ain't afraid of shouting. I ain't afraid of love. I'm gonna stop the night. And this time I won't run.
Two more. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Just letting your body settle. How often do we just let our bodies settle? Right? Thank you for doing that with me. How's everyone feeling? A little bit more settled? Yeah, that nose breath. It's just super powerful. Anytime you're having a stressful day, taking 10 breaths in through the nose, holding at the top, and letting it go, right? We're humans. We're like these souls running around in these meat suits, right? We're all here with a purpose, but then life gets lifey, and we're like, ooh, and our shoulders and our jaws and everything just gets tight, right? Just letting yourself relax. Yeah, it's my bio. All right, so this was my experience. September of 2021, I found myself in a relationship. Moved in with him. He moved into my home, and I'm going to start with this. Ryan told me, he's like, record this. This will be really cool. This is how you public speak. This is how you speak. So I recorded it. And then I got to hear myself as if it was another girl telling me my story. So I apologize now because it feels different when I hear my voice telling myself the story. So that was interesting. It was interesting. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah. So this is me in 2021. My domestic partner, he had just moved into my brand new home, took his life in my brand new home. So in that moment, I witnessed him. I witnessed his pain, his rage. I was scared. He was angry and just throwing his fists, right? And there was a look on his face that was just looking through me, completely looking through me like life was gone. He had already exited his body, right? So in that moment, I chose my safety first. I listened to that still small voice that we all ignore, right? When our nervous system's healthy, we can hear those voices. And I, for one time, it had been a very long time that I listened to that voice, and I got out of my home, got in my car, drove through my closed garage to save my own life so that I could be here for my kids today. As the officers came, they said, "You're very lucky to be alive. It doesn't always end this way." So from there, I had a new outlook on life. Life just looked different. It looked different. And I was so in my body that I could drink a glass of water, and the water, I could feel it going down my chest. I could look at strangers, and I would see their lips moving, and I was so present with their humanness, just the love I had for the human and their soul, that I wasn't registering what they were saying, right? So at some point, I had to figure it out. I had to get it all together and be able to live in this life, in this world. So I'm really committed to mental health, and that's kind of been part of my journey. I never thought I would be planning someone's funeral. So he had 2 kids, and I helped them plan a funeral. So that was interesting. So speaking to death, you just don't prepare for something like that. And this experience also drove me to unravel why someone with a loving family, supporting friends, great job, would want to take their lives, right? But it happens, and it's happening with our children. It's happening younger and younger and younger, and it needs to stop. And there's so many misconceptions about mental health that when someone comes to you or doesn't come to you, they feel it, that they're a burden, right? That they're just a burden, so they don't want to burden you with the troubles of their own mental health. So, at the end of 2022, so about a year after everything I went through, the DJ Twitch, if anyone knows DJ Twitch, and I'm pretty sure Allison's from Orem. Took his life. And in that moment, I knew, after I had heard of his passing, I knew that it was far enough away from my story that was still kind of tender to me. I knew I needed to do something, and it was far enough away that I felt I could step in and support. So I co-hosted Operation Twitch and hosted it in a luxury car dealership down in Salt Lake. So we got a room full of Lamborghinis, Ferraris, all the fancy cars, and did breath work with the men. And it was an incredible experience. The men that came in there, 70 men ended up showing up. And just to speak to, it was like a big lion's den. There was so much that all these men were holding on to. And to be able to create that community where they could be with each other and just support each other, and they could feel each other's pain, right? That's what's so incredible about group sessions. It just brings everyone together, and everyone gets to hear everyone's pain. And we get to come together as a community, and it's really, really healing. So that was very powerful for me, and that was really part of my healing journey. So I just got cued. I am a somatic coach. I got into somatic coaching after this. My EMDR therapist wasn't on speed dial anymore, so I was like, I would get these moments of like stress and like, what do I do? And I could sit in my car and go to the breath, and it would regulate my system once again. And now I'm believing in my nervous system so much that I'm starting to listen to it, right? And slowing it down, and then I want to teach everyone and help them. We create all this stuff from childhood. So the thing I realized, and I get this asked a lot, is why did you stay in that relationship? And that's a powerful question. So I was raised in a super safe house, like rainbows, butterflies, Dad kept me safe. But Dad never taught me how, Dad and Mom, never taught me how to create safety within myself. So when I went out into this world and life got lifey, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, everyone's rainbows and butterflies, so what do I do? So that was important. And our kids need to be taught how to find safety within themselves, because one day you guys aren't going to be here if you're parents, regulating their systems for them. So being able to step into emotions, and if your child's nervous, yes, I'm nervous. Okay, what do you need to solve that? Right? My son was nervous going to school this year. I was like, hey, what do you need? Like, what do you need? This is what I did when I was your age. And he was like, I just don't want you to come to the door and take pictures of me. I was like, okay, like, I can do that. But allowing our kids to tell you what they need rather than us creating the safety for them. Because one day you're not going to be there. And they need to be able to go out into the world and live a safe life and be able to listen to their internal nervous system. It's a compass. I will never doubt my compass within me ever again. I'm so out of time. So the difference, I'll be really quick. The difference between somatic coaching and mindset coaching, that's kind of where I get compared to. So mindset coaching works with the mind. The mind maps out where we're going, does all of the creative things, right? And somatic coaching begins in the body. So it's a visceral feeling. That nervous feeling when you feel something, that's where we go. It's that visceral knowing. So a lot of times in session, we don't even talk. We just sit with ourselves and we feel. Because I can tell you 10 times out of 5, like 5 out of 10 times, adults don't even know the difference between happy and stressed and anxious. We don't even know, right? Yeah. So I have stepped into the youth space. I did have another slide, but I've stepped into the youth space now. Just we go over parts work. Parts work is where we work with the parts and the patterns that were established in our youth, and we meet them. We meet them viscerally, we meet them, we see them, and we safely run through them.